Shabbat, which I'm not going to be doing because I'm Christian.
So Candace Owens will not be honoring the Sabbath. However, Christians who are the people of God do honor the seventh-day Sabbath. And this is what we want to see by God's grace. So let us delve into our scriptures to see that Christians who are the people of God enter into Yahweh's rest, thus honoring his Sabbath. Let us see this. Peter tells us in 1 Peter chapter 2, and we are going to read 9 and 10 about the people of God, Christians. Let us read it. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So we are dealing with people who God calls out of darkness into his marvelous light. And these people are described as a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. These are Christians. Let us read verse 10. Which in times past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. So this is not talking about the Jewish nation. It is talking about Gentiles who God converts to become his peculiar people, to become a chosen generation, to become a royal priesthood, to become his people, to show forth his praises or his glory. This is what we are talking about, the people of God, who God has chosen. And these people were not his people because they were known as Gentiles. Let us see how Paul tells us that the people of God keep God's Sabbath. In the book of Hebrews, you would find that. Let us turn to the book of Hebrews. In Hebrews chapter 4, we are encouraged to have the experience of believing the truth about the seventh-day Sabbath and entering into Yahweh's rest, which is the seventh-day Sabbath. We are told in Hebrews chapter 4, I would read from verse 1 and I will go down to verse 4, and you will see how Paul shows that we ought to enter into Yahweh's rest as Christians, as believers. Let us see this. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. So we are not to fail, we are not to disobey, we are not supposed to rebel, but we are supposed to submit ourselves in entering into Yahweh's rest or God's rest. Let us come and let us see verse 2. For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. So some heard the gospel and they did not believe the gospel, so they did not obey in entering into Yahweh's rest. Verse 3 says, For we which have believed, believers, for we which have believed do enter into rest. So there's submission to God. When we believe God's report, we obey God in entering into his rest. I continue to read, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. So we know it is the seventh day Sabbath rest that is being spoken of. If we go to Genesis chapter 1 and Genesis chapter 2, we would see the creation of the world and the creation of all things therein. And we would see that God blessed the Sabbath day, He rested on the Sabbath day, He hallowed the Sabbath day, which is the seventh day. Then we are told here in verse 4, for he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and God did rest the seventh day from all his works. That is the account in Genesis. Now let us go and let us see that the people of God enter into Yahweh's rest. That is the peculiar people, the royal priesthood, those who have called out of darkness into his marvelous light. They keep the seventh day Sabbath because they are the people of God. Let us see here. There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of God. So the rest, the seventh day Sabbath keeping, because that is what rest mean here. Rest is Sabbatismus, which literally means Sabbath keeping. So there remaineth therefore a Sabbath keeping to the people of God, those who he has called out of darkness into his marvelous light, those he has made a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a chosen generation, those people who were not his people. He said, there remaineth a rest to them that believe, the people of God. And then we are told here, let us labor or let us be diligent, therefore. Let us labor or let us be diligent, therefore, to enter into that rest, lest any man should fall after the same manner of unbelief. So when you're an unbeliever, when you don't believe in the whole plan of salvation, which includes man obeying God's law, you will not enter into his rest. So, Candace, your position is not according to the Bible, because the people of God who are Christians, they do enter into the Sabbath keeping experience, honoring God on his honorable day. And so, we beg of you to give yourself a chance to learn about Yahweh's rest. In Jesus' holy name, amen.